In this video, we're counting down our top 5 favorite builds from 2023. 2023 has come to a close and it was a heck of a year and we had a lot of fun, right buddy?
Yeah, I love the fort, the gladiator, my mini gladiator.
Now in 2023, we had a ton of awesome new releases, new models to choose from that we got to feature on the channel. But in this video, I'm going to focus specifically on projects and builds that we did. It was hard to narrow it down to just 5, but I think I got a solid list and I'm going to throw some honorable mentions in there too. So let's kick this off with number 5. Number 5 for the year was the TRX 4M Endura Tarantula build. Now the TRX 4M aftermarket really caught fire in 2023 and we had a bunch of awesome new upgrades for that, including many chassis kits to choose from. Endura came out with this nylon buggy chassis for the TRX 4M and I built this truck around that chassis. It's got a lot of Endura parts on here, from the 59mm shocks to the axle set to the brass. It has the Pro motor and the low range gears in it, and the whole combination just works so well. It's one of those builds that I just am so satisfied with it every time that I use it. The way that it performs, the way that it works, it's reliable, it's tough, it looks great, and it surprises me every time I take it out as far as performance goes. So while I built many TRX 4Ms, I keep coming back to the Rock Tarantula as my favorite, and that's why it is number 5 on the list today. Number 4 on the list is Snaggletooth 3.0. Now Snaggletooth the Deadbolt was one of my first SCX 24s, and it's gone through many iterations. But in 2023, we really took this thing to the next level by completely overhauling the chassis and having a custom painted body done. Snaggletooth was the first to get a really high-end chassis kit. I put the Maz Designs Cheat Code XL chassis on this, and it really opened my eyes to a level of performance that I wasn't expecting to get out of this thing. It was a great performer before, but going to the Maz Designs chassis took this thing to the next level, and I've been blown away by it as far as performance goes. Later in the year, we put on the brand new Mias Racing SCX 24 axles with their very impressive steering angle, premium hardware, and great looks, just added to the character of this build. And of course, the livery on the body, this is really special. My friend James over at Big Mountain Customs did the body for me. We wanted to keep with the Snaggletooth look with the flying tiger decals with the teeth on the side. So we did this kind of vintage old school military look. It's got the rivets through it. It's got bullet holes, and on the hood is actually the crest from my father's unit in the Army. Now my dad passed away a few years ago, but he was really proud of his Army service. So being able to incorporate that logo into the Deadbolt makes this thing really special. And this is one of my all-time favorite builds, but in 2023 it just became even more special. Number 3 on the list is the SCX-10 Jeep Gladiator. Now the SCX-10 Gladiator was really my dream RC ever since I picked up the SCX-24 and got fully immersed in the mini crawlers. My goal was to buy and build a blue SCX-10 Jeep Gladiator. And in 2023 I got the opportunity to do that when I picked up a gently used SCX-10 Gladiator, and I immediately went to work on converting it into a scale replica of my 1-to-1 daily driver. Now the 10 scales are so much fun because not only are they extremely capable, but they are so scale, and the number of parts and things that you can get for these to transform them and make them look exactly how you want is really incredible. So being able to take the Gladiator and make it nearly a perfect replica of my 1-to-1 was super fun. Now as you can see, it's gone through some different iterations. I go back and forth on the scale replica versus a more performance focused kind of aggressive appearance, which is what we've got right now. But I love to be able to switch back and forth when the mood strikes. The 10th scales really opened up a whole nother world of crawling for Axel and I over the summer in particular. When we were able to go to a bunch of different events, we found some incredible places to really run these things. And I would say we had the most fun with the larger scales this summer. Number 2 is the many iterations of Axel's SCX-24 and SCX-10 Jeep Gladiator. Now I'm grouping these two together because this is more about doing projects with Axel in general, and his Gladiators, both big and small, were a whole lot of fun to work on this year. This is the 10th scale. This is the mud machine, he calls it. We did so much work to this thing. I did a lot of work. He had a lot of fun. Why did you want to change your Gladiator?
Because it was boring. We did gold and green, and green in the interior.
Yep. Together, we built this thing. And the reason why I've scored this one so high on the list is because it's really about working on the RCs with Axel and helping him to realize that he can formulate an idea in his head and then put in the work to make it into a reality. And that's what we did with these two gladiators here. So as outrageous and impractical as many of his builds are, like some of the things that we get into with his little gladiator here, it's just so much fun to work on these with him. I really enjoy every second I get to spend with him, and it really enriches the hobby so much. I will look back on these times with him as some of the best times of my life by far. And I really hope that he does as well, especially when he gets older. I hope that he can look back at these videos and feel the same way I do, that it was just so much fun, and I'm so grateful to be able to share these moments with him. Now, before we get to number one, let's talk about some honorable mentions. It was a tough choice between the Tarantula build and old Creamsicle here. Now, Creamsicle, the TRX-4M Bronco, initially came about as the basis for my TRX-4M budget build video, which has quickly become the best performing video ever on my channel. But I took that budget build base and I kept expanding on it, going with the white roof. I did the white decals on it. It's currently running the new Endura 370 motor in it and the new Endura brushed ESC. So it looks fantastic and is currently performing exceptionally well. So while it didn't make the list of top 5, this is definitely one of my favorite projects of 2023 and in general. Another honorable mention is the TRX-4M High Trail Mega Truck build. Now this was one that I did later in the year when we took the RC all-wheel drive portal axles for the TRX-4M, capitalized on the lift that the portal axles give us, and added it to the high trails, combined with the DJ Crawler's 74mm tires, gave us this fantastic mini mega truck that is just a blast to take out in the mud and looks incredibly good. This is one, I initially did this on my black high trail, my TRX-4M F-150 high trail, and I really liked that build. It just looked fantastic and it was so much fun to drive. But knowing that Axel would benefit from the mud setup more than I would, I put that on his K10 here, and it looks very good with the white wheels against the red body. Looks fantastic, and that iconic square body looks so good with this setup. One more honorable mention is the SCX-10 Pro build that again I did later in the year. But this was my very first kit build from the ground up, and it was a really challenging and rewarding experience. I loved the outcome. This thing performs incredibly well, and I actually really enjoyed the build process. Just so rewarding to see this thing come from a box full of parts into a fully functioning rig and have it perform as well as it does. The SCX-10 Pro is a great kit in general, but just being able to build it from scratch makes this truck all the more special. And that brings us to number one on the list. My favorite build of 2023 is the Texoma Slayer build. The Slayer is built around an SCX-24, but you can incorporate a number of different parts from CR18P, FCX24. Josh over at Texoma RC took a really innovative approach to this chassis, not just in the functionality of it and the ability to incorporate different brands into the truck to make kind of a hybrid truck, but just in the way that he designed it and the organic flow of the chassis design itself and of the components. I mean, look at the links, have these crazy smooth bends in them, the steering linkage up front, just the overall look and appearance of it. It has a very smooth, almost feminine look to it. And the way the thing sits so slammed looks incredible. Now I paired this with the 68mm DJ Crawler tires with the Flub RC inserts in them on the Mofo RC deep dish wheels. The combination just makes this thing look incredibly aggressive, but the way it performs is amazing. Now when I initially built this, I built it with a brushed motor, and it worked extremely well, but I quickly found myself wanting some more wheel speed. So when FuriTech released the Cedar brushless motor this year, the Slayer was a great candidate for that motor. So what I did was I took the Tegu 24, stuck it in there, and ran the Cedar, all of which fit perfectly in this build. So it's got a clean, almost factory look to it. The electronics are perfectly nestled in there. And the slow crawl and power delivery that this motor and electronics combo put out is second to none. So the Slayer is really my favorite build just because it combines so many different things. It's got some true innovation, incredibly good looks, and performance to back it up that make the Slayer my favorite build of 2023. Alright my friends, those are my top 5 builds from 2023. Let me know down in the comments below, what do you think of my list? In addition to the great builds that we got to do and the awesome new releases that came out in 2023 that we got to try, we also went to some great events and got to meet some great people. Epic Saturday Fun Day here at RC Excitement in Fitchburg, Massachusetts. This is the Rocktober event. We just got to Fort Phoenix here. It's a beautiful spot in Fairhaven. Adventure number 2, we're going to Farm Fest. Rain or shine, we're going, and fortunately right now it's pouring rain. We're headed out to Reckless Hobbies for Crawloween 2023. So I want to give a big shout out to the folks over at RC Excitement, Reckless Hobbies, Farm Fest, and all the people that we got to meet and interact with over the last year. It was a great experience and I can't wait to do it all over again, but bigger in 2024. So on behalf of Axel and myself, I sincerely want to thank you guys for supporting the channel. It was a great year. We had so much fun and it's been a privilege to be able to share that with you guys. And we are certainly looking forward to many new adventures in 2024. It's going to be a great year, I can tell already. So thank you all again. I appreciate your time. Thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't done so, and I'll see you in the next video.